Welcome, this is your Option Monster Volatility Sonar Report. From the floor of the SIBO, I'm Jamie Tyrrell with Group 1 Trading. Well, thus far today, it's been a pretty quiet day on the exchange, but we actually got a little bit of good news before the open today. It seems like companies day after day have really been disappointing in their earnings results, and there were two big firms that actually beat expectations today, Merck and DJ Horton, and that sent S&P 500 futures up before the open today, and they've pretty much held their ground, trading up 4 or 5 points throughout the day today. What we have seen, perhaps because of this good news and the lack of bad stories in the past few days, is a lot of the upside VIX numbers in February are getting taken off the table. The 60s was the big strike that people were buying last week. They bought 30,000 of them one day, and yesterday they bought and paid up to $1.65 on the 60s. We're really seeing people offer down that upside, trying to sell all upside calls. So the 60s were trading $1.65 yesterday. The 55s, which are inherently more valuable, are trading $1.15 today. So the S&P 500 really hasn't rallied too much to make that move. It's more people just saying volatility was a little bit too high, those 60s were bid up a little bit too high, and people are crashing them down. Now, I don't know if they'll stay down here or they'll go back up, but that's what we're seeing so far today. Another interesting development has been another trade involving the VXX. This was the first trade that has been a VXX trade tied to VIX options. It's a very interesting trade. The customer bought the February-March call 50, call stupid in the VIX. So they bought 500 February 50 calls for $2.20. They bought 500 March 50 calls for $3, and then they sold 15,000 shares of the VXX for $103.10. Now the VXX right now is designed to track the February and March futures in the VIX. So it's a pretty similar strategy of buying those calls and selling VIX futures against them. Only instead of using VIX futures, they use the VXX Barclays VIX ETN. So that's what we're seeing today. Not too much activity. What's going on in February is mostly the upside is getting offered down. The 55s, the 60s, those are trading at much lower prices than they were yesterday. And then we had one big VXX trade. This is Jamie Tyrrell with Group 1 Option Monster. Check back for more.
Folks, if you watch Jamie Tyrrell present great information about the VIX every day, information that can help you make money, and you want to understand more about it, well, you should consider coming to our Invest Like a Monster conference in New York City, Saturday, March 7th. It'll be a fantastic event. We've got Mark Fisher, one of the biggest energy traders in the world. Mark normally charges $2,500 for a one-day event. Mark Fisher is one of the headliners at this event. We've got my brother, Pete Najarian from Fast Money. We've got Guy Adami from Fast Money. We've got Vince Farrell from Soleil Securities. I'm going to be there. This is going to be one of the biggest events in New York City. It's going to be Saturday, March 7th at the Sheraton, and I can't encourage you enough, folks, if you've always wanted to learn more about the VIX, if you want to learn more about options, how to position yourself to make money in bull markets, bear markets, whatever, this is an event you really should not miss. I know I sound like a salesman there, but it's $149. Folks, the one we did here in Chicago sold out in 2 weeks, so make sure you don't miss out. There is limited seating available, and there is no upselling. We're not going to get you into the room and then say, well, you can't get out of the room until you buy a $5,000 seminar or a $10,000 seminar. We're going to give you solid all-day information from 8 in the morning until 4 in the afternoon, so you can mix and mingle with the folks that you've been listening to all day. All of that only at the Invest Like a Monster conference in New York City, Saturday, March 7th. We hope to see you there.